It's no longer a surprise that the once huge crypto company is now in trouble. But what some people may not know is that Binance has saved the day by offering to buy FTX. If this happens, Binance would have full control over the cryptocurrency platform and would be able to change the name of anything connected to FTX, such as the FTX Arena. This is very interesting. But what's even more interesting is that Binance might think about a name that has something to do with Shiba Inu. Do you want to learn more about this? You have to keep watching this movie, As I said before, Binance has made an offer to buy FTX. Changpeng Zhao, the founder of Binance, made the news on Twitter. He then gave 2 lessons that other cryptocurrency projects can learn from the failure of FTX. The first lesson is to never use a native token as collateral, and the second is to have a big reserve and not borrow. But it was what he said about the native coin in the first lesson that got people talking. In an ironic way, some people asked in the comments section if he was going to rename the FTX Arena BNB Arena, after the Binance native token. These ironic ideas led to less ironic ones. Several people started asking that the arena be renamed after interesting cryptocurrencies, and a Shiba Inu fan was one of those people. The idea came from a Twitter user who was also a chairman. He wrote, "Honestly, SS might call it the Shiba Inu Arena." That seems like a harmless tweet, but Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Dogecoin, was not having any of it. The creator of Dogecoin wrote back to the comment, "That would be awful." It's really interesting that the founder of one cryptocurrency project is saying this about another cryptocurrency project, even though Satoshi had already suggested that the arena be called something related to Dogecoin. But this isn't the first time Satoshi has thrown up in front of Shiba Inu. Earlier in the year, he said that Shiba Inu's metaverse was bad and that the game's developers were just after money. He also said that the SHIB launch had made the development team quite rich and that the metaverse would make them even richer by millions of dollars. For the person who started a coin that hasn't been used much lately, Satoshi has a lot of free time, so it makes sense that he has so much of it to crap on Shiba Inu. Anyway, yesterday, Binance posted a SHIB poll on Twitter. So, whether Satoshi likes SHIB or not, it looks like someone at the Binance US office has noticed the coin. Now, the question is whether this poll is a sign that Binance will change the name of the arena to something related to Shiba Inu. It's an interesting idea that might be worth considering. So, what do you think as you answer that question in the part below? First of all, I think you'd be interested in the poll's findings. Shiba Inu was made by Satoshi Nakamoto, Vitalik Buterin, Charles Hoskinson, or Ryoshi, and that was the question. In your opinion, which one got the most votes? You would be right if you said Ryoshi. Ryoshi got the most votes, so he won. But even though it might seem like almost everyone chose for Ryoshi, only 52.2% of the 431 votes went to him. 19.5% of people who voted think that Buterin is behind Shiba Inu. 18.8% think it's Satoshi Nakamoto. Even Charles Hoskinson, the man who started Cardano, got 9.3% of the votes, even though almost everyone knows that Ryoshi started Shiba Inu. A lot of people are still trying to figure out who Ryoshi is, and Buterin is a common guess. Also, there seems to be something going on with SHIB whales, because there was a big sale of them a few weeks ago. The amount of SHIB owned by the top 500 whales was worth more than $100 million, but it is now worth just over $80 million. This suggests that a lot of the token was dumped. But SHIB is still the most held token by these wallets. But it can't be ignored that there has been a dump, which can be scary for holders, but it doesn't have to be that dangerous. It might be a good thing that this huge sell-off is happening right now, since it looks like big gains are on the way. SHIB has a high acceptance rate because companies like Now, Payments, Travala, and BitPay have been using the token as a payment method. Even though some whales have been sold, that doesn't change the fact that many whales were adopted before that. Some people think that SHIB could be about to go on a bullish run based on this and a number of other reasons. One analyst, Altcoin Sherpa, recently said this about SHIB. "I'm still in this trade, but I got out of it yesterday by selling 1/3 of it. I'm going to hold on to it a little longer because I think it could go on." The reason is that it looks like it has been getting bigger over time, for a while, and since these tend to go up more than you think and a positive run is probably coming. It is better for whales to get rid of their tokens before the run than when the gains start coming in. This is because if they sold off a lot after the gains started coming in, the token would drop so much that the gains might be lost quickly. So, now that they are leaving, we know that any wins we make will probably last as long as possible. What do you think? Still, the number of people who hold SHIB has continued to rise, whereas before more people held SHIB for the short term or even the middle term. Now more people hold SHIB for the long term. In fact, for a while after Shiba Inu was released, almost all of the people who owned it were both short-term and long-term users. But the number of long-term users of the token is now higher than it has ever been. Odwadia writes that in top-of-block data on holder makeup by time held shows that 50% of beholders have kept their tokens for more than a year, 47% have kept them for less than a year, and 3% have kept them for less than a month. During the current $2 trillion market crash, most Shiba Inu owners are having to show how strong they are. So, even though the crypto market has a lot of problems, Shiba Inu buyers are keeping their SHIB tokens for a lot longer. This has to show that the community has faith in the Shiba Inu project more than anything else. Also, experts think that SHIB might go on a bull run if it can break through its resistance line. If it can't do that, though, the symbol will still blow up, but at a much slower rate. That is, SHIB will grow slowly until 2023 if it doesn't break through its barrier level. I have to say that this is not money advice at this point. Before making any decisions, you should do your own study. Also, know that you can do all of these transactions on Fairdesk, no matter what choice you make after doing your research. On the crypto exchange side, you can buy, sell, and trade different cryptos. When you make your first transaction, you get a 4% bonus, so you might want to look into it. In other news, Payments just said that Bowen can now be used as a way to pay. So, like SHIB, Bowen can now be used to pay for things all over the world, and Bowen holders can also use the Shiba Inu governance token to make gifts and get paid out. This helps get SHIB into the right hands as the launch of Shibarium gets near. Crypto Basic Now says that payments can now be made with all three tokens of the Shiba Inu system, SHIB, Bowen, and Leash. These three tokens are often called the SHIB trifecta. Before Bowen was added, the main payment gateway only worked with SHIB and Leash. Now, payments also help Shiba Inu burn, thanks to an optional function called Burn that came out on March 25, 2022. With this tool, merchants can use SHIB or Leash to burn a part of the money they make. We've reached the end of this movie. If you like the movie, please like it and don't forget to leave a comment in the section for comments. It helps me a lot with YouTube.